My guest tonight is an actor and comedian who's performed in 45 countries in 4 languages. He's also easily distracted.
In Abbey Road Studios, they have...
If only all stories started like that.
He's been in Australia making his new film, The Flip Side. Eddie Izzard, welcome to The Weekly.
Thank you.
If it's okay with you, we'll conduct this in English. Is that an
yes,
okay?
Yes, on English. Nicht auf Deutsch. Auf Deutsch ist gut. I mean, I've just been improvising in German, I must say, to show off, one, and also to be positive, because I'm against Brexit and Trump hate and all the negative things that are happening around the world. But improvising in German and French is the other thing I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on stage in Berlin going, Guten Abend, Berlin, wie geht's? Hey, guten Abend, baby. And I like swearing in English, because obviously on an Australian program or a British program, it's quite rude to say that word, but in German, it's fun.
So let's talk about the movie Flip Side. It comes out August 30th in Australia. Now, in the year leading up to this, you worked with Dame Judi Dench on Victoria and Abdul, and you were the voice of Voldemort in the Lego Batman movie.
Yes.
So naturally, the progression from there is small independent movie in Adelaide.
Well,
what was it? What was it about this movie?
Well, I'm trying to have a career that really does challenge myself and push myself out into different areas. This is, I think, really the first film that I've consciously thought I'm going to allow myself to be charming and funny in this. And so this is a quirky, dramatic, romantic comedy.
I've worked for this my entire life. I've forgotten how eloquent you Australians can be.
It's a relationship that got away. I think everyone's had one relationship that got away, and that's what I felt this could be about. Could be touching and bittersweet and fun and a bit tragic.
One of my favourite scenes was when you were at an audience Q&A following a film screening in Adelaide. You really nailed the self-absorbed actor.
I love the film. You were amazing.
I thought I was too. Well, that's interesting, because I'd just come off doing Q&As for Victoria and Abdul all across the world. So I just kept coming up with stuff which was half true and half bullshit, because Henry is rather, he's very full of himself. His ego is high, but I'm rather full of myself, and my ego is rather high. So I was dovetailing between myself and Henry.
Now, you started as a street performer and worked up to being one of the best stand-ups in the world, and then went and learned languages to perform stand-up in other countries. You were not particularly fit and then end up running 80 marathons. Are you obsessed with sort of starting back at zero and building up to something?
No, I'd rather start higher up. I'd rather be helicoptered up and just dropped. But there is a thing that, the lazy part of me, because I'm very lazy.
People wouldn't believe that, though.
Yeah, I'm lazy like an oil tanker. I'm lazy like an oil tanker. Once an oil tanker, when an oil tanker starts, you can't get the thing going. That's a huge thing. You can't move the thing. But once it's going with momentum, you can't stop the thing. I wanted to be in the Special Forces when I was a kid. In Australia, you have SAS.
Yes.
I was obsessed with the SAS. So I was going to do paratroops or Marines and then get the SAS. Now, that sounds kind of ridiculous as a transgender guy who's doing all this stuff, and, you know, but that, I feel I'm doing civilian Special Forces. That's kind of what I'm doing.
I'm much more in the executive transvestite area.
You came out as trans in your 20s?
Yeah, 23, 1985.
Yeah, that's right. And do you feel that the world is finally catching up to you?
Yeah, it seems to be catching up to the sexuality. I did a curious thing. My plan was I will be my own positive role model. I'm going to do something that... So I wish I could be like that person. Oh, I am that person. And then if anyone could slipstream behind me, that's great. And other people, there's been activists and people who've done a lot of work over the years. And I think of the LGBT, the L and the G communities have done a hell of a lot of work and a lot of heavy lifting. And we're in a different place now. Humanity cannot go forwards if we're going backwards. This seems to be obvious to me. So I'm just going to keep fighting forwards.
Eddie Izzard, thank you so much for your time.
Cheers.